If you're a driven, active person who wants to reach and pursue a higher quality life with some ambition, then guess what? This podcast is for you. This is the Driven Athlete Podcast. What's up, y'all? It's your man, Dr. Kyle. Welcome back to the Driven Athlete Podcast. We got some cool guests with us, our own in-house PTs, Dr. Matt and Dr. Gianna, who just got married, by the way. So we're going to hear some stories about that. But thanks for shedding time from your busy schedules to come in and chat more and then share with some stories with our listeners.
Of course, yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
So first I wanted to ask, or have you guys share your story. Where are you guys from? Like, where are you from originally?
We're both from Monmouth County, New Jersey, so central Jersey. For those people who debate north-south, it's central.
Okay.
Middletown, and Matt's from Howell, so very close to each other.
I really don't know much about the New England area, like New Jersey, Philly, New York, Long Island, like all the dynamics between the chaos up there. Is there a thing between north, south, central Jersey? Like, what's that mean?
100%. A lot of people say central Jersey doesn't exist. It's either north or south, but we're smack in the center. So I'm a firm believer that central Jersey does exist.
If you were to fold the state in half, we'd live on the line.
Okay.
But yeah, then there's also the people who live in Rahway or Bergen County who are 8 miles from New York who claim that they're also central Jersey. So it depends on who you ask.
So people who live in central are like, no, New Jerseyans who live in central are like, there's a thing. And then north and south, like, get over yourself. Like, there's no central.
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
A silly argument, but like, we're set in our ways.
Well, I know that, New Englanders are, they have opinions. They're opinionated.
For sure.
And they have their ways of belief, right?
So New Jersey technically is not part of New England. New England's considered like...
Okay, educate me. Yeah.
Massachusetts, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. I'd say we're more like the tri-state.
Tri-state.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, New York.
In Jersey.
In Jersey.
Yeah. That's a tri-state area.
Yeah, anything northeast of that is New England.
That would be New England. All right. Well, thank you for letting me know that. That's good to know. So then northeast would be a better term, or just tri-state area?
Yeah, tri-state, northeast. Yeah.
Got it.
Not New England, though.
All right. And y'all both went to Quinnipiac.
Yes.
That's where'd y'all meet? Where's the first time you guys saw each other?
At Quinnipiac. Actually in a dance class. I'm the dancer, not Matt.
Based on some weddings, some people may argue.
Up for argument, but
some highlight reels of weddings might suggest otherwise.
Might suggest Matt's the dancer. But yeah, he was in a fraternity, and my dance team, they had to do events with Greek life, so we did one with his fraternity, and we taught them like a 30-second, if we're lucky, dance, and that's when I saw Matt busting out his good moves and couldn't look away.
You're like, that's the guy I want to go after.
That's the guy.
Who approached who first?
It was like a friend who was like kind of friends with him, but danced with me and connected us. But he did follow me on Instagram first, so
I guess that counts.
I guess.
And so you were like, you're Gianna? Like, good to meet you in person.
No, that was me.
No, that was her in person.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
That was at a fraternity party, classic fraternity party. And I just walked up and I said, "Hey, I think you're in my physics class." He was like, "Yeah, I am."
And that was it.
And that was it. The rest is history.
That's funny.
But yeah, that's how. I guess the first time we talked was
probably then. And then in class, once you kind of made the connection and stuff. I remember it was like CPR and like first aid and AED class or whatever is when we like kind of like actually started.
Yeah, you sat right behind me, right? Or in front of me.
Either way. Yeah. But yeah, that was kind of
sat close to each other.
Sat close to each other.
Yeah.
Funny.
We had a couple classes here and there. We'd pop in. So
So you had you had a couple classes together. You would see each other frequently because same major, I assume.
Yeah, same undergrad track. She was Quinnipiac for PT school. You have an option. You can do a 4+3 or a 3+3. Gianna is an overachiever, so she did the 3+3. I did the 4+3. So during my tail end of junior year, she started to take some of those classes, and then my senior year, her junior year, she was in a healthy amount of my classes, I would say, and then grad school, everything together. But
it narrows down. So like eventually you only have a couple classes left, and there's only one or two that you could allowed to take. So we funneled it into a couple together.
So I know you were in dance and Quinnipiac, and then you did basketball
Yep.
stuff. So you guys are busy.
Yeah.
And you did
Yeah.
fraternity.
Yeah, very busy. Yeah. Undergrad, it was a hectic time for sure. I mean, yeah, class schedule. I mean, for basketball, being a manager with the basketball team, my day was pretty much blocked off. Like I couldn't do any classes from like 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day.
Really?
So I had to kind of sandwich my classes outside of that. So
Yeah.
like 8 to 11, 8 to 10:30, 8 to 11 a.m. and then night classes.
That's a rare thing for a college student to have an 8 a.m. class and then do well in it and show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't say
It's
he
just
showed
like-
up. He might have done well, but we don't know
I
if he
was
showed
registered
up.
for this class, but
I showed up. I did well. But there was, I mean, traveling too. Like there's definitely, you're getting pulled out like every Friday for the most part, especially
So
during season.
so you were the manager of the Quinnipiac basketball team. Quinnipiac is Division 1.
Yep.
How did you land that? Like, what'd you do? Like, how'd you get there?
Honestly, right place at right time. It was fall of freshman year. I don't even know where I met him. You actually met him this weekend. There was this guy named John Salvanchik. Shout out John. I met him at, I want to say it was a Rush event, and he was a sophomore, was a manager on the team. We just started talking, and then I was like, oh, I'd be really interested in doing that. I played in high school growing up, played pretty competitively, and then he got me an interview with his boss at the time, who was the director of ops for the team.
Okay.
And then kind of just plugged it. Once I met him, he was like, "Give me a great fit," and I just kind of plugged in from there.
And you grew up playing basketball competitively,
Yeah.
travel, AAU,
Yep.
all that stuff. Did you ever have aspirations to play college?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely was recruited to play Division III at a number of schools. Just not a lot of Division III schools have physical therapy programs, and I knew what I wanted to do at a younger age. Once I kind of knew that PT was the route for me, it kind of narrowed down the basket of schools you could go
Yeah.
to. I'd say Ithaca had a good D3 physical therapy program. The basketball team just wasn't a fit, so that was kind of out. And then I strongly considered going to Gettysburg to play.
Cool.
But no PT program. Would have had to do like a bio major, and I had already gotten into Quinnipiac at this time with a pretty good scholarship. So
So you
passing
wanted
that
you
up,
wanted the streamlined pathway,
Yeah.
undergrad, grad school at the same school,
it just made things so
undergrad PT.
Yeah, and the financial aspect of it was too good to pass up.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
and
yeah.
it was just easy.
So that outweighed your desire to play basketball in college.
It took a stern, not stern talking to, but like me and my mom had a hard conversation and kind
Yeah.
of was like, listen, like this is what you'd be looking at if you
Yeah.
do this. And
Right.
I definitely wanted to play. I mean, every guy in high school does, especially if you're
course.
competitive.
Yeah,
But it got to the point where it was like, all right, you got to make a tough decision here. And it just, the rest of my life versus the next 4 years kind of outweighed each other. Yeah, it just wasn't that hard of a decision when you looked at it that way.
yeah. Understood. Wow. And then dance for you. You grew up dancing, competitive dancer. What style of dance did you grow up doing the most? Or was it everything?
It was kind of everything in the beginning. You start out with like your ballet and tap, which then I moved away from. I did competitive like competition where it's like jazz, contemporary, hip hop, lyrical, and then I did dance.
What's lyrical dance?
So lyrical
What does
is
that mean?
Great question.
Oh, no,
great question. So it's like those like you ever hear like a slow, like almost like I want to say dramatic, kind of like elegant, like it's very an elegant form of dance.
Very
Trying to make it in-
interpretive.
That's more contemporary.
Okay.
It's more of like modern. Trying to put in like words you guys would understand, but
And body language.
yeah, like
We need that.
you see those like pretty like soft flowy, like there's such a range to every style. Everyone puts their own like interpretation into it. But that was lyrical. Modern, contemporary is more interpretive. Then there was jazz, hip hop. I danced in high school on a competitive high school team, which was different than the competitive studio world. So we did a lot of like pom. So almost think like cheer pom, but a little more like structured with dance. So you're doing more tricks and stuff with it. Not like cheer where you're doing like lifts and stunts. So I did a little bit of pom. And then I was kind of similar boat, like going to college, was looking at PT schools, was looking at schools with dance teams. I heavily considered going to UDel, University of Delaware, because they have a great PT program and a great dance team.
Cool. Yeah.
But it wasn't direct entry. It was,
You still have to reapply.
yeah, you basically went for your undergrad. You got your 4 years of like a kinesiology degree, and then you decided or if you wanted to go there for PT school, a similar process I'm sure most people go through. And they had a great dance team, but when it came down to it, I knew there was options to dance at Quinnipiac, they were just going to be different. So I ended up choosing, I didn't even try out for the UDEL dance team. I almost did, but I didn't. Maybe that would have swayed me one way or the other,
Right.
you know, if you made it or not. But I ended up choosing Quinnipiac
Yeah,
for
which seems like it ended up being a good decision.
Yeah, you know,
worked out.
I guess
It
it worked
worked
out,
out.
you can
Definitely
say.
worked out.
So you and Quinnipiac did not have a dance team at the time.
No, so when I went, they had 3 different types of dance, like I guess they called them clubs. They were student run. There was like a hip hop team, a just regular, they did all styles of dance. They did like a showcase, and then like a tap and a kick team. And I ended up doing the hip hop team. I just kind of like meshed well with those girls most when I met them all. So I did that for 2 years. I had like a position to help like run the team my sophomore year, which was cool. Got to like see what went into running a team.
Right.
And then my sophomore year, the director of athletics, or the intramurals at the time, said they were getting funding from our new president to start club sports. So it would be like a more competitive level. And then there it kind of took off that I started the Quinnipiac dance team. It was
Cool.
the club dance team for the first year, but we got that removed. And now it's just the Quinnipiac
To the
dance
official
team.
Quinnipiac dance team.
Official Quinnipiac dance team.
And what does it look like? Like you have, I mean, you got practices, you got rehearsals and stuff, and then you guys perform for like what, like where, like for the basketball team, like with
So at
theater
Quinnipiac,
competitions.
a little bit of both. The big thing is the UDA competition in January.
The what competition?
UDA, Universal Dance Association.
Okay.
They have that one in January. That's the one that Quinnipiac would go to. So they would train basically the first half of the year competition. You could do up to 2 dances and then a game day, which was like a mix of like what you would do and perform if you were performing at a basketball or football game. So there was that. That was like the big nationals competition. And then for Quinnipiac, we didn't have a football team. It was only basketball. So we would perform at every men's and women's basketball game starting in November, going all the way to the MAC tournament in March.
Cool.
And then you spent most of your time juggling between getting those dances ready while doing the nationals training
With
for
your
January.
Matt, with your dance history, there's 2 men that joined the Minnesota Vikings dance team. We could probably talk to the Dolphins. Like we could pull some strings.
Maybe
Easily.
Get you in with the Dolphins, maybe, you know, or maybe the
Maybe.
Panthers.
Yeah.
We have some connections there too.
I saw them. I think your hips are move a little better than
Oh,
theirs.
I don't know
He's
about
got some
that.
good hips.
Just
I don't know
saying,
about that. I reserve my my dancing for the wedding dance floors.
After a couple, beverages.
Swinging hips, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So with the dance thing, there's a lot of carryover, right? With, I mean, there's a specific niche for dance and PT.
Mm-hmm.
There's this thing. I think we talked about this. There's this network called Doctors for Dancers, and like nationally that I was a part of for a little while, and they were connecting me with dancers that had issues, or if there's like a performance at the Kravis Center or something like that. I was like, hey, we need some coverage. Can you do it? I ended up not even doing it because I was just, I mean, it's like 6 o'clock. Be there. I'm like,
I would say the hours probably aren't great.
yeah.
For
For
that.
the family, man, I can't do that. But anyway, is that a part of like, was the reason why you went towards PT with your history of dance and stuff and noticing injuries or whatever? Did you have your own injuries?
A little bit. So knock on wood, I luckily didn't have any like changing like bad injuries where I had to go to PT. But my friends like left and right, it was mostly knees. I had like a really good friend who had knee surgery at a pretty young age. She was in, I think, 8th grade at the time.
Wow.
Or a knee injury that kind of cycled to
Just
her
got
not
worse.
being able to dance. I always loved that side of dance, like the active, the physical part of like training. I would say what got me into
Because it requires a lot of athletic ability, you know?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes people don't realize because they see there's so many different types of dance and people do it like recreationally, but then there's also people who do it a little more intense. But I never wanted like a job where sit still. Like I can't sit still for a long time. I like to be up and moving. So between having the experience of dance and just always being like active, and then kind of falling into always wanting to do like math, science, like I loved like the human body.
Yeah.
That kind of led me down that path. And then it just made sense, like physical therapy compared to like an occupational or speech therapy, because I like want to be moving. I want
Yeah.
to be up and
Active, dynamic.
active. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Same thing for you. I mean, like basketball, I mean, playing team sports, super demanding, of course, the same. Did you have a lot of, like, what led you to be PT to know that you wanted to go that route?
I got hurt.
You got hurt.
Yeah,
Okay.
I dislocated my kneecap freshman year of high school, so I missed a good part of that season, rehabbing that and kind of getting back to it. And I had a really great PT.
Did you go have
at
surgery?
that time. I did not have
The
surgery.
MPFL?
No,
No.
I didn't need it. If I did it again, they would have had me do that. But I mean, I played in a brace for 3 years.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was just kind of like, it was just trusting it. I just felt more confident with the brace on. I probably wasn't the same player I was at the time, but I mean, it just kind of just confidence. And
I was gonna say,
mentally, it was tough for me. But
So the main reason would be just the confidence
yeah, as to
and
why,
trusting your knee.
yeah, that was a hard thing for me. So my game kind of changed. I mean, it worked out because I stopped growing around the same time. So turning into more of a spot up shooter, control the ball, be a good passer,
Yeah.
make good decisions, play hard defense. That kind of worked out well for me. But at the time, I was fairly athletic. I mean, in 8th grade, I was the same height I am now. So it kind of worked out that way, not driving the paint all that often. But yeah, I had a really good PT, fell in love with the process of rehab, kind of really appreciated the starting point to the end point, and kind of really enjoyed the journey. And I wanted to be able to be that person for other kids like me at that point in my life. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would say along too, like not as severe of an injury, but I broke my foot in the 5th grade. It was dancing. I was in a boot for like 10 weeks, and then I did sprain my ankle senior year, a pretty acute sprain, but never once was I recommended to go to therapy.
Interesting.
So like looking back, I was like, oh, I wish like someone had told me like go to physical therapy, like work on this stuff, because I feel like it would have made such a difference in
Oh, 100%.
like my ability to do certain moves dancing. So yeah, I feel like that's maybe not a main reason why I got into it initially, but definitely something now that I'm like advocate for, like go to therapy, even if it's a minor injury, like
It can really
it could really change your trajectory of the sport you're doing.
100%. Yeah, totally. I mean, because that's something that we always talk about with our patients. It's like we live, like we've been through a lot of the same stuff, and we live vicariously through what you all are doing. And it's like, just trust me,
Mhm.
like just please let us intervene, and we'll show you, like, because the window of opportunity for young athletes is so small, I mean, like 7th, 8th, you play like little league games and
course,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. And then like, I mean, really competitive. I mean, we're like 13 years old, so 8th grade, let's say,
Yep.
until you're not 18, right?
Mhm.
So that's like 5 years.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
You have
That's all you
5-year
got.
window to showcase yourself, to develop, to like work on stuff, and maybe send you on a trajectory of like playing college ball or this next level or whatever, or just enjoy the process.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Because I had plenty of teammates, and I'm sure you guys are just saying that, like, they were hampered by injuries. They were just meandering around the sideline in the training room, waiting for this appointment, waiting for this doc visit, waiting for this image to come through. And they're like, it's still, I don't know.
Mhm.
It's like, then they're playing again.
Yeah.
And they could have been good. But I'm like, looking back, I'm like, well, that, like, you never know as a kid, like,
Yeah.
in the moment. But I'm like, man, there's got to be some answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's got to be a solution, right?
Why is this hurting?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Exactly.
that's
Why
a
isn't
conversation
healing?
I have with every athlete that comes through the door. I mean, it's like, listen, you're 15 right now, and you feel like you're gonna play forever, but in reality, it could be 3 years, and then it's the next 60 or 70 not playing. So
Yeah.
it's like it's a very short part of your life, and like cherish it now, give everything you have to it. It's one of the things that drives me insane is like kids who have talent and
don't work.
not even don't work, don't want it. And
Mm.
it's like, listen, like you have an opportunity to do something that's awesome, and
Yeah.
if they don't do it, it drives me crazy when
Yeah.
they don't apply themselves, not realizing how short this opportunity is, and it goes away.
It does. When I was coaching like those 2 seasons, which was fun. It was only 2 seasons, but it definitely brought back a lot of memories. I
Oh,
was
for
like,
sure, yeah.
just the smell of the grass, the sound of the whistle, and like anyway, it was really cool. And some kids that got it, and they're like, okay, I want to invest more effort because they're actually like trying, and they want it, they're hungry.
Yep.
And then some kids are just checked out. It's like, I'm gonna do my best with you too, of course, but I'm not gonna like tell you stories. You know, it's not going to convey the same way.
No.
But anyway, like think about like men in their 50s, they still talk about high school sports, the glory days.
The glory days.
That's a 3-year. You're not going to play as a freshman usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to get much points as a sophomore. It's usually in like 2 years of time, and that sets the stage for so many memories and time and like stories and like. We would have went to state if we would have, you know,
Yeah, we
this
did
ref made this
that.
call. I remember this one play specifically, you know.
We
You
talk
have a
about it
bad
all the time.
memory until you remember that ref when you were 17 years old.
Yeah.
You didn't
Yeah.
call something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I remember being 14 up in Providence at Jam Fest and just like the one ref, like just going off that stuff like that. Just
That
from
Like, I'm
you
still
saying-
bitter.
Jamfest.
Like, yeah.
Mother
His name
effer.
was.
Yeah, I don't know that. But yeah, I mean, we talk about, how many times do we reminisce on that in the
Oh,
office on a
it's the
regular
best.
basis? We do that like at least once a week. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. It just, yeah.
It's awesome. So you guys, so tell me about when y'all met. Y'all met officially at a fraternity dance.
Mhm.
You didn't know that you guys were both pursuing PT as like a career at that point?
At the point, I did not know that.
I might have known.
She knows some things beforehand.
So you're doing
yeah.
some research.
She always does.
Yeah, you know, the other ladies out here will understand. We do some research before we're going to invest and put our time into something.
Yeah.
So I might have known he was from New Jersey. I might have known he was a PT major. I might have known I'd be seeing a lot of him in the upcoming years.
Basketball history.
So we actually probably crossed paths like multiple times, just because from me dancing on the sidelines and him playing basketball.
Yeah.
We went to schools pretty close to each other. So the chances we played each other are very
Cross
high.
paths. Didn't
Well,
even know.
We've
But-
definitely played your high school a number of times.
So probably I've seen you multiple times, but you're 15,
You don't
16,
realize that.
17.
Yeah.
There's so many people there, and you
I've
don't
always
like
thought
the other team.
It'd be really
so-
cool if there was like a highlight reel like of the past and be like, you didn't know, but on this date at this game, you guys actually
Cross
Yeah.
paths.
walked
yeah.
across each other.
I mean, right around that dance time, like we didn't really, for the first dance, we didn't really interact like individually, just like together at that point. But I'm 99% sure we had the same senior night without
Oh, yeah,
realizing. Like our parents were
probably.
in the same place for the first time without knowing it. Like,
Like
all
you're
those
Wow.
probably in the
things,
background of
yeah.
so many pictures,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
or I'm in the
100%.
background dancing while you're doing something.
Yeah,
like
100%.
He's swinging his hips in the background too.
yeah, so you
Like, I wish I could be out there with those girls, man.
oh, I just want to dance.
I just want to dance. That's
Yeah.
all I want to do. Basketball's getting in the way.
It's just a cover up. He wants to watch the dance.
Exactly.
But yeah, and then we started dating our first semester of grad school. So 2020, at the end of 2020 was when we went to a semester of classes together, and then at the end of that was when we started like officially
Funny.
dating.
Nicole and I were similar.
Yeah.
When she should be here any minute, but we'll tell a story too.
Yeah, I need to hear your story of how you guys met.
Yeah.
You heard our deep darkest secrets. So
So you got all right. So second semester of first year of grad school, y'all officially started dating.
yes.
How'd that work out? What
Pretty-
happened?
Pretty good. I
Yeah, it
mean,
was pretty good.
No, what I mean is like, how did it work? How did it go? Like, who started it?
So I think you actually started it. So we went to grad school like prime COVID. So it was 2020, and they did groups of 8 for us. So instead of having like 30 people in your lab, you had 8 people in your lab. And he had texted me and asked to be in my lab group. So we said, sure, not a problem.
subtle.
Not realizing that we had 9 in our group. So unfortunately, he got the boot from the
I did,
group.
Yep.
But we still had class at like the same time, so we saw each other a lot. And I was prime for just being like, hey, do you want to go over the kinesiology homework tonight? Like before we started dating, just to see if you'd like hang out or like wanted
Yeah.
to catch up,
Stick around a little longer.
stick around. So it was little things like that. And
That's
then
funny.
when we were in school, we were never in the same lab group, but we were in like classes at the same time, like very similar
We
schedules.
had cadaver lab together. I
Yeah.
remember, like, so we interacted a bit then in person, but then like every lecture throughout this time was online. So
That's
we were
crazy.
not in the same room for lecture, but labs we were at adjacent rooms to each
Adjacent.
other. But by
Second year.
second year fall or second year spring, we were back in person fully. So then at that point we sat next to each other and
Yeah.
with everything. But yeah, and I mean, I think it worked out pretty well. I mean, we worked together
Yeah.
on a number of group projects and we're fine and all that. So
Cool.
I know not everyone who works with their partner or spouse is that lucky, but we worked
Yeah.
pretty well
We were
together.
pretty good.
How did y'all? Who approached who first? Like to be like, hey, do you want to like go on a date?
I guess it was you.
Yeah, it was me.
I'm not that bold.
It was
Missy,
me.
I'm not
Yeah.
that bold. Yeah, I think it was you. And it was ironically, and we were home from school. So
Yep.
we were like, oh, where do you like? We live around the corner from each other. So even though we're home, like we like started dating and hanging out more exclusively at home.
Yeah, over that
So-
winter break and after first semester. Yeah.
So that was good, you know. Bye, Mom.
Yeah.
Gonna go hang out with some boy I met at school.
Yeah.
She's like,
I
"What?"
remember when I think it was our second date. I asked her to go to the driving range with me.
Okay.
Keep in mind, this is January in New Jersey.
Oh,
So it's like 30 degrees outside. And
but no snow at this point.
no snow. No.
It might have been melting on the
It
ground.
may have been, yeah, but it's a driving range. It's covered. And
Oh, okay.
I can only imagine the look on her mom's face if she goes, yeah, I'm going to go with this guy to the driving range. And she probably looked at her like she had seven
Like
heads.
January 3rd.
Like,
But,
what?
yeah.
Just be like, what is wrong with you?
Have you ever
But-
golfed at that point in your whole life?
No, not at all. Mini golf, maybe. And I go, I'm like bundled up. I have gloves, a hat. Like I'm freezing. My mom's like, you look silly. And I'm like, but we're going golfing.
That's funny.
And it worked, I guess. I don't even know if I hit the club at
I have-
all
I have some
or if I
videos.
just watched him.
No,
Like,
I have
funny.
some videos of her swinging the clubs. Yeah.
okay.
That's funny.
I got in on the action
Yeah.
then. But yeah, that was our, I guess,
Our
first or second
that was,
date.
that was our
yeah.
second date. Our first date, we actually hung out with the friends of the wedding that we just went to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we actually hung out at their house. We were gonna go like look at Christmas lights or something like that. Just some
Yeah.
reason to go
Just to
hang
hang
out.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my buddy texted me saying, "Hey, I'm having a couple people over or whatever." This is and that wasn't a lot. It was like 6 of us or 8 of us or something like that because this is COVID at the time.
Yeah.
I was thrown right in.
Yeah.
Right
and
into the
then- Right.
friends.
Yeah. Right into meeting my friend's first date,
I'm like,
which I
how
don't know.
do I introduce myself?
At
Hi.
the, at the time, didn't think of any of that. In hindsight, I can appreciate it being a tougher spot for her to be
Some
in.
more
at that point.
preparation, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Some lead. And y'all just got married a month, 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, I guess it's
Yeah.
6 weeks now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
6 weeks.
July
A month
11th,
and 10
yeah.
days.
Crazy. It'll be 6 years before you know it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I know. We'll blink.
We'll
look
blink and
there,
we'll
yeah.
have,
Dude, who knows?
who
man?
knows,
Yeah.
running around.
Yeah.
Exactly. Where was, tell about the wedding real quick. Where was the wedding?
Wedding was in New Jersey, back where kind of right near where we both grew up.
Yep.
And yeah, it was July 11th, 7-Eleven. No free Slurpees, unfortunately, at the wedding. But, you know, it was talked about multiple times. But yeah, we got married actually in the church that I like grew up in, doing all my sacraments, which was
Cool.
really like cool, full circle moment.
Yeah.
And then we went right to the reception. It was at the Fort, not that you know Fort Monmouth, but for people in New Jersey, there's a venue over there that they're redoing. So we got married there. And then we went straight to Greece
Cool.
for the honeymoon.
For 10 days, right? 9.
It was
With
11.
travel, it was like maybe 11, but
Yeah.
some don't
Cool.
count because you're on an airplane for 10 hours.
Oh my gosh. It's
Yeah.
brutal. I can imagine. And then, yeah, all the sleep changes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But, you guys showed me a picture. It looks like it was a blast. It
Yeah,
was
we had a
awesome.
great time. It was, I mean, the food, the water, just the fact you didn't see a cloud for 2 weeks. So
Cool.
that was pretty cool.
That's really cool. Tell up now. So PT practice that y'all are developing now, right? That y'all enjoy doing and stuff. Niches, what like your main thing is going to be is with sports and dancers,
Mhm.
gymnasts.
Gymnasts,
cheer.
cheerleaders. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you find to be the most common things of those type of patient demographics to have issues with?
I find that it's a lot of dancers are hyper mobile, or they have a lot of motion. They're super flexible. You can put your foot behind your head. You can touch your foot to your head backwards. So it's never that they don't have good mobility in that sense. It's that some joints usually are more mobile than others, and that they don't have stability. They are so used to stretching and stretching. Who can do a split? Who can kick their leg the highest? But they don't realize that behind all that mobility, you really need to have stability. Which looking back, it makes total sense. Like why can't I can kick my leg all the way up there, but I can't hold it up there.
Yeah.
Oh, of course not. You don't have any glute strength. You don't have any leg strength to, keep it up there. So I would say that's a very common thing that you see a lot with dancers, just hypermobility with a lack of stability. And it makes sense based on how dancers are training. And
What body parts get lit up the most?
I would say the low back. is super common for getting injured, as well as just like knee and ankle as well. It's everything we do is like jumping, landing, twisting. So if you don't have the good stability up the chain, then it's just that repetitive force over and over. I would say a lot of my friends that got injured, they were like knee surgeries, knee injuries. But even today, like all the like my dance friends, like, oh, my back, it's catching up to you, and it's probably years of just hyperextending, because you want to be flexible, you want it to put your head to your foot and vice versa,
And the postures require you to do that repetitively.
Yeah, repetitively over and over, and you want it to be the best.
Totally.
But it pays a price when you don't really understand how your body's supposed to be moving.
So what would you recommend then for young dancers right now?
Strength train. Do the strength training. Do the core stability. I know we talk a lot about like anti-extension, anti-rotation, but like that's prime stuff for dancers. Work on your glutes. Work on just like overall. You don't have to. You do a lot of cardio. You're dancing 3 minutes straight, but like slow it down. Pick up some like weights and just do strength training. I think there's a big thing behind dancers getting too bulky. So a lot of them are like, oh no, like,
I don't want to bulk up.
I don't want to bulk up. Like I'm gonna do my
that's
crunches all day and eat my salad.
That's a common. I mean, for female active people, that's a super common thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, well, think about it like this. There's young men that their goal is to be jacked, right? All the bros want to be jacked. And like, who has more testosterone, like the young female athlete or a man, like a dude?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're working really hard to get jacked, and it's still hard for them. So I'm like, you think you're going to outpace them? Like you're set up not to have the same gains the same way. Like relax, you're not going to get jacked.
You're not going to get bulky.
Yeah. But anyway, so what do you get the most energy at? Like, what do you enjoy the most? What kind of patient demographic population?
Young athletes, motivated active adults. I definitely really, really enjoy working with golfers. I myself have kind of picked up the sport since not playing basketball anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you got down to a 6 handicap. Is that 5?
Yeah, 6.
6.7 according
6.8,
to the app.
but yeah,
6.8.
Yeah, but yeah, I've gotten pretty good over the past 6-7 years. But it definitely has become a passion of mine to work with golfers who have pain, because you see a lot of back pain, a lot of hip pain. You get some shoulder pain too with that, and kind of anything that's kind of with that kinetic chain and not being able to sequence the swing properly in amateur golfers can kind of lead to some things in the back, hip, shoulder, wrist, even especially. Yeah. So you see a lot of that, and I do enjoy working with them. But like any motivated active adult or high school athlete or college athlete, I'd love working with them too. I really get I get my motivation. I feel fulfilled like seeing those people return to their sport without pain. That's what really gets me going. Yeah, that's what gets me up in the morning.
And we I mean that's because I've seen it, with you working with who was that tennis player? We can't say his name.
Yeah,
there was an elder tennis player, an aging athlete that was still motivated and pumped and like wanted to play. I mean, there's a handful of them.
Yeah.
But doing tennis shots in the clinic.
Yeah, he was almost 80. Yeah, I think he was 78. Yeah,
brought some his tennis racket in, got a ball. Yep. Y'all are doing some pivoting and some movements and some rotational movements.
Yep.
And getting him back, and we could see it. He was enjoying it. I mean, he likes it
for sure. 100%.
And then he was leaving without. Like he felt a lot better.
Yeah, I actually reached out to him. He just got back to me. He said he's been playing nonstop since he graduated, and everything's been going good. And he said he's continuing with his exercises, and when he gets bored of them, he'll want more. So
amazing.
So he's doing good, and I'm happy for him. And that's what gets me going. Yeah, it doesn't really matter the age. I kind of treat every patient as if they were an athlete. Not everyone's sport is a sport. Some people's sport is, can I go on a nice long walk without pain? And that's
right.
And if you just with the view of that being your sport, I think it makes it a lot easier to kind of objectify and kind of quantify their success. When patients see that, I think they buy in a lot more, and then you get better results because of that.
Yeah, totally. I mean, something that people ask, like, what do you like to do the most, like treat the most? And usually my answer is pretty similar, where it's like, it doesn't really matter, as long as they're enthusiastic and they're motivated, they want to do something, they enjoy it, they're like hungry, they're show me what to do, like they want to get better, They're enthusiastic about whatever their thing is, some zest in their life. Because the other facilities that we've all been involved with in the past it's just energy drain, you know? Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
it's like, what are you doing here? It's like, well, I'm just here because my doc told me to. Or it's
Yeah.
like, I know this isn't going to work. I can't wait to get my injection. It's like, this is just to satisfy insurance needs. I'm like, oh
Yep.
my God. Then what are we doing?
Yeah,
You know, what are we doing here?
Mindset definitely plays a role, and like it's frustrating too as like the therapist when you're like, I can give you every tool to get you better, but if you don't take the tools and use them,
Yeah.
then it's like you're
Just talking to the wall.
talking to the
Yeah.
wall.
Makes
Yeah.
it hard, makes it hard to go into work every morning when you're like, just like, oh, here we go again. Like
Yeah.
that attitude kind of, and it drains the therapist too. They're definitely, I pride myself on not doing this, but there's definitely a day here or there when you're in that setting where it's like, I really don't want to do this right now. And since joining ARC, like that's completely changed around because everybody's motivated. Everybody wants to get better. Everybody's got high enthusiasm for kind of doing what they do. And it's refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely
is
keeps
cool.
you energized.
I would totally agree. Like my career was totally reinvigorated by doing this kind of stuff where, I mean, like I was about to quit like PT. Like there was a moment where I did fellowship training, right? Finished, moved back here, and I wasn't enjoying the spot that I was at. And I'm like looking ahead 35, 40 years. And I'm like, is this what I'm going to be doing for the next like, what am I doing? You know,
Mhm.
like I can't, this sucks, you know?
Yeah.
And I almost like, I called my brother and my cousin and I was like, cause they own the brewery, right? The
Yep.
brewery.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you guys like looking for brewers? Like, that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I like beer. I could get
I
into
can
it
help.
more.
Yeah.
I'll learn the ropes. I like going, I like traveling. Go to beer
Mhm.
fests could be fun. You know,
Yeah.
like, is that
Do marketing for you, you know?
and there, you know, my brother was like, we can maybe have a conversation, see what role you might be able to have. That's I had a phone call. I remember outside my apartment. That was a phone call. And I was like, I don't know what to do, you know?
Yeah.
And then I talked to my buddy and he was like, yeah, I'll have a lot of patients that they are asking me to see them on my own because like with manual therapy, they just want more attention and they want manual therapy. They want one-on-one attention, you know, and like actually work on stuff. And he was like, people have asked me more and more, so much to the point where I'm going to quit and just do that only. And I was like, what?
That's an option?
Like mine was
crazy.
blown. And I was like, I'm in today, like
Yeah.
whatever it takes. There is no other option. Failure's not an option. And then I would love to create an environment and a culture and a facility where I can bring other PTs on board and have them join the culture and reinvigorate their careers. And then get them on the same pathway and enjoy to get, you know, have it fun because it's fun, you know?
You enjoy coming into work. You're like, how many hours did I even work today? Like, you
Yeah.
know, when you go home and you're like, wow, I was at work for 10 hours. Like,
Yeah.
didn't even feel like it versus like on hour 5, need to go on lunch. Like, that's
Yeah.
the worst. You're counting down the minutes until you can go
Sucks.
home
Yeah.
versus like, wow, I had a great day and I can't believe it's 5 o'clock, but
Yeah.
like time flies.
I mean, the moment we just had in the gym at 11:45 today.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was a great moment where
That
we
was
just
fun.
had a couple patients everyone was kind of like enjoying and feeding off the energy of each other. And
Yeah.
it was great. It was
doing
awesome.
some basketball shots and stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, what's up, buddy?
special
Hi.
guest.
Colt, come here, buddy. Come here, dude. Hi, buddy. Hi, dude. Come here.
This is what everyone's been waiting for.
Yes.
Hi, buddy.
Exactly.
Hi, buddy.
Tell me all the things.
This is my son, Colt.
What's
I
up, bud?
talk about you guys a lot. Did you know that? I talk about you guys.
He's
You do
nodding
know
his
that?
head. He's
You know
like,
that?
yeah, I know. I get it.
He's 3, and he just started pre-K at the church.
Oh,
How are we liking school? Or pre-K?
Pre-K.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. That's so funny. Yeah, he was pretty good day one. Like he went right in, and then
Awesome.
you were saying yesterday he was a little like apprehensive.
Normal day 2 doesn't want to go back.
got it.
Yeah.
Excited the
That's
first
fine.
day and
Yeah.
then
Yeah. But
day 3 will be good.
tomorrow.
Feeling it.
You got school tomorrow again, buddy. You want to go? Yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah.
go.
Shaking the head, yes.
So I was asking them about like how they met and stuff like that, and they wanted to know how we met.
What did you
Okay, well, this is my wife. I introduced Colt. This is my wife, Nicole.
Hi.
Hello. Nice to see you again.
And
Nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah.
for all the
You
listeners,
too.
she's also a PT, and she is a stay-at-home mom now, which is the hardest, most important job in the world. And but yeah, we went to grad school together at the University of Miami. She went to undergrad at University of Miami and played soccer for the Hurricanes. and then stayed there and went to grad school. Then I went to grad school there, and that's where we met.
Yep.
Give me the details. That's not enough for us.
Yeah, I was gonna
you know,
say we just
we got
dove
the
deep into it.
From your perspective, how do you?
My perspective, we sat next to each other in class. I was a nerd that like studied way too much, and he was the guy that like watched YouTube videos in class. So
sounds familiar.
There's some eerie similarities here.
yeah. And then one day he was like coming in to study, and it was 11 p.m. and he's like, I'm just starting to study. And I was like, how can you possibly be starting to study? And so I stayed and studied with him, and I think that kind of was the beginning of
Seal the
this.
deal.
Yeah. I remember that's exactly the same thing I would have said. Like it was, hey buddy, I would like, so at PT after classes, the end of like 4 o'clock, 5, what if it was 4 or 5, I would go home. I would usually nap, and then I would wake up and have a snack, which was egg whites and English muffins. I remember that specifically because then I would go to the gym, and I'd come home from the gym and I'd shower, and then I'd be like, all right, what do I need to do? And then I'd go from there to the school classrooms to study, and I would get there like 11. And so I remember walking in, single strapping it, I have like a book bag and a pencil, and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to study. She's like, you're just now getting here to study? She's like walking
My
out.
heart rate escalated.
She's walking
Like,
out.
I've been here since class ended. Yeah.
She has like, she's like hugging 4 books with like sticky notes, color coordinated out,
highlighters,
falling out of her hands. And she's like, you're just getting here? Like, oh my gosh, I have to help you. And I was like, all right, yeah, can you help me? That'd be great. Sure.
Now,
she's
can
like,
you picture studying at 11 o'clock at night?
Oh my gosh. We're in bed. I'm trying to get in bed before 9. And then I usually doom scroll for like a couple of minutes and then try to fall asleep after that.
My goal is the same. I don't get that, but I try to.
And I remember that night in particular, she was like, all right, so, okay, what have you gotten through so far? And I was like, I haven't gone through the slides yet. She's like, you haven't gone through anything yet? I was like, what are you? Oh my gosh, there's so much I had to get through. Okay, so let me summarize this. And then she was getting into it.
Take my notes, do this.
Yeah. There was one test in particular where like she was like, I bet I don't know why. She was just really good at school, really good at listening, really good at taking notes, and she would like know what the teacher was going to ask.
When he's watching YouTube videos and they say, make sure you know this, exclamation.
You highlighted it.
I highlighted it. And so I'm like, this is probably a question. This is probably a question. And there was one test, like the first 10 questions, I think 7 of them were like the ones I said.
Exactly what she said.
Like,
and
he's like, genius.
Yes.
Yeah, because we sat next to each other. And I'm like, she's like, shh, get in trouble. Like, stop touching me. Teacher's like, oh, Nicole.
What are you doing back there?
And I'm like, just like laughing. But like the first several questions were exactly what she said. I was like, how do you know this? She's like, because I listen in class.
So it's just this little thing called
there was just a couple of guys in the class we would like send funny videos to, with Messenger.
Oh, we had a group chat with like 10 of the guys in there, and we like half the class is just like literally just typing in that group chat. Can you believe so and so said this? So and so. What was that? What did they say?
What exactly? What we would do is we would send a video that we know was like really loud volume, like it was like a chicken or something specific. There's one chicken video, and we would send it out. I would send it to a bunch of people, and I would see who forgot to put their computer on mute.
Yeah, be like making all those chicken noises.
So like 2 people, like they would click the video and it would go off, and they'd be like trying to mute it, and I'm like,
gotcha.
It's really funny.
It's great. Yeah, it's very similar to our class dynamic, I guess.
Yeah.
She was very frustrated that I was the person who didn't study that often and still did good. I did just good enough. You know what I mean? Like, you keep your scholarship, get your 3.6 or whatever, and then and she's like, no, I need to have a 4.0. Like,
she's exactly the
and
same.
I was like, no, that.
He's like, I'm done with these people.
Like, tapped out.
I want to go do something fun.
You're like, don't listen to the men in the room. You have to study harder than that.
Yeah, exactly. So they were. You want to sit with me again?
It's okay. Go ahead.
Well, they were asking, how we dated, but she'll have to come back and tell you. So my version of how we started dating was, you have to tell her the story back when she comes back.
Okay.
She doesn't make her laugh.
Yeah.
There was a class that, it was a tricky class. I forget what it was. Differential diagnosis.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a hard one.
Remember it.
And it was like a lot of short answers and stuff like that. You couldn't it wasn't multiple choice. But anyway, I was like, all right, if you help me study and I get like an A, then this is how it happened. I was like, then you can cook me dinner.
Oh wow,
I'll
bold.
come over and I'll bring like a bottle of like something to drink, you know. And then I did good,
Wow.
and I got an A.
So she was privileged
she cooked
enough
me
She was
to
stir
cook
lucky
fry.
you
enough to
dinner.
cook you
I
dinner.
know,
then.
it sounds so bad.
In
And
hindsight.
She made me stir fry.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if that would have worked with me. I would have been like, I think you mean
be the
you're gonna
opposite.
take me out to dinner,
Yeah.
right?
For sure. Would have went
Yeah.
the other way there.
Colt, come here, dude. You want to talk
I'm
on the
guessing
microphone?
I'm guessing you said I cooked for you.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
He put it as if you help him study and get an A, then you will cook for him then.
Yeah,
which
I don't know how that worked.
I don't know how it worked out
I was
either.
like, you'd have to
But
make out.
Come on.
so then, what was our first date?
I heard you loved going to the movies.
Oh, he loved the movies. He loved the movies. And somehow I think of like our first movie dates were probably still stressful because he was the type that was like, "Oh yeah, we could sneak into another movie." And he took me to another movie and he's like, "Yeah, we can sneak into the back. Not a big deal." I'm
Not
like,
a big deal.
again, heart attack
Yeah.
over here. That's not my personality. And this one movie was sold out and they come in and turn on the lights and they go, "Okay, everyone show your tickets." And I was like,
We're done.
"What?"
We're going to jail.
Like, this guy,
Oh
like,
gosh, I don't know who he is.
he set me up.
He's
So
trying to get me
that-
arrested tonight.
We went to an earlier movie with the thought being like we're gonna sneak into one, and then another one maybe after that. So we
Three
go.
back-to-back movies.
And this movie had been out for
I
a
don't
long
know.
time.
You're there for 9 hours. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, she would have fell asleep the whole time. So we went to the second movie we went to try to sneak in. It was it had been out for a long time in one of the smaller theaters in the back. So I was like, oh, like we're gonna sneak in. There's gonna be nobody in there, and like we're gonna be totally fine. For some reason, people kept piling in and moving, coming in, and I was like, all right, the preview is gonna start. People were still coming in, piling in and stuff. We'll see what he does. I don't want him to break anything.
These ones
And
off.
I was like, what is happening? And like it got packed. And then all of a sudden the lights turn on and she's like tapping me, hitting me. And she was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get in trouble. Security comes in and is like, we're gonna have to scan everybody's ticket to make sure that you guys are good. And she's like freaking out again.
Freaking out.
And I was like, just hand me the tickets. Like I'll hold them. Oh, you got your purse.
He's on the move.
And I was like, just hand me the tickets. Hand me the receipts of the tickets that looked like the other stub. And just like, just
act
chill.
dumb.
Just
Oh,
chill.
I'm so sorry.
So the guy come up, he's going through the aisles, checking everybody's tickets.
He's going out the door.
You wanted to, oh, you want
He's,
to,
he's
all right, go
he's-
check out him.
yeah, he's trying to move the door into the
So I anyway, the security guard comes up and like there was like 3 security guards in the movie theater. Anyway, and then one guy was going up down the aisles and he was like, come with us, and he's like, hey, let me see your tickets. And I just like flashed the receipt stubs and he's like, oh, you're good. And he kept moving.
Oh.
Her
If
heart
someone got kicked
was
out of this
happy,
movie
like,
who wasn't.
Yeah, some people got kicked out. They were kicking
Yeah.
people out.
Oh wow. Okay.
You're like, wow. Keep quiet.
I was like,
Don't
just
say a
be
word.
quiet.
Keep
Just
quiet.
act chill, you
Yeah.
know. And I just flashed the receipt stubs.
That's
I didn't
too
say
funny.
what movie theater you were in. It was just the
Yeah,
receipt.
Just the receipt.
And I just like held up 2 of them, you know, and flashed them. And
Them covering like the movie. You
and
know?
he like the time, and then he came back. He kept it moving.
That's so funny.
And well, anyway, at that point, and then the movie started, and like people were still coming in, and I was like, let's just go, you know, like we did it. I did it. We pulled it off.
now
Now
let's
we
head
can
out.
just go. How did you feel in that moment?
Relief that we made it out alive.
I think she also was like, as we were leaving, like, you're gonna be checking us again. Like the cops are right there. I was like, it's over. Like I think we're good.
The
you
jail
know?
cells in my future. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Her heart was like,
Oh,
she was
I
like,
can't
my
take
heart
this.
is
This-
pounding.
I don't know sometimes how I signed up for this life.
So imagine when I started this, like this was
Oh.
all. It's also it was
Another heart attack.
She's like, is this one of those movie theater situations?
Yes.
like we'll pull it off. It'll be fine. You know.
And you did.
Sometimes you just gotta like jump and then make sure the parachute works on the way down.
How'd that
Yeah.
conversation go?
Hmm.
It was multiple conversations over several
Yeah.
weeks and
Yep.
months and stuff. And then I remember she was like, you didn't even like, okay, show me a business plan. Show me this laid out. Like you didn't even show me this yet. Like I was like, I don't have that figured out yet. but we're going.
We're going for it. Funny you say that. We had to do a project in school where you get partnered, you pick your partner, and you design a business plan.
Oh yeah, we did say
For a
that.
PT
For a
practice.
PT.
Yeah, we did it
So
together.
we
yeah.
did it together actually. And they're
Oh,
like,
funny.
design a thing. And we were living in New Jersey at the time, but I was like, we're going to make one in Jupiter, Florida.
No
And
way.
it's going to be a cash-based
It was
practice.
Probably very.
Oh.
We probably still have it. We should let him
Oh,
look
I
at
definitely
it. for
have it
sure.
somewhere. You
Bring it
probably
in.
laugh at it because,
Yeah.
us naive, like
Yeah.
last year PT school being
Yeah.
like, I think we'll charge like this much an hour, or like having no idea what reimbursements like or what it costs to get insurance. And then she's like, sounds great. A+ next.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it was like a subscription PT.
It was a
model,
subscription
like,
PT
Oh,
model.
okay.
It was,
Because my dad does like subscription software, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, can you give me some insider tips on how we should make our practice run better for school and stuff?"
It's funny. I remember doing that one. I did it with the guys in the class. Who'd you do yours with?
Not a clue. There's lots of blurs in my past.
In
Lots of blurs.
The question they were asking, or I was asking them too, was like, what we did a lot of intramural sports together,
Mhm.
playing a lot of undergrad kids at Miami and stuff.
Mm.
Soccer player, of course, so she did
Mhm.
soccer, and then volleyball. She played volleyball also high school, so we played some volleyball together, but beach volleyball,
Yeah. And flag football.
flag football. Yeah.
yeah, that's not really fair.
Okay, so one. All right, I remember this.
If you were the other team, you'd walk up and say,
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Oh, really?"
Two sport college athlete, Division I volleyball player, and now he's spiking on 19-year-old kids' heads.
Oh,
Yeah. it's-
And he's 6'6".
There was one time he spiked someone in the face, and they were like, they shut
They're-
down the game pretty much.
They're like, "This is over. Thank you."
If I remember correctly, it hit her. It hurt.
It was a
her.
girl.
It was a girl.
Oh.
It hit her in the chest.
It was not on purpose, but it like
They were
did not-
done.
It was a hard
Done,
hit,
done
and like
so.
it hit straight on. And I was like, "What do you want me to do?" Like, I
Not
just
play.
110% or like or not, But anyway, she was mad. They were all mad, and then we kept playing, and then we won. But
Were you intramural champions?
yeah,
A few things. He has a list, like his memory of these sports, like
Intramural.
going back to high school. Like he can tell you play by play on this down, on
Told
this
you.
game,
We were just
on
talking about
December
this.
23rd at 12 p.m. He knows what happened. Like
And the ref who didn't, make the call or something.
They
Not-
held me on this one. Yeah.
no, I don't think kind of not as good as what you're describing.
it feels like that.
But
It's like that.
Intramurals was it was a big thing for me in grad school. I wasn't ready to like not do sports,
Let it
and
go.
be competitive.
Yeah.
And yeah, I won 9 championships.
Count the rings.
5 on
One every semester for 9 semesters.
handfuls of basketball, flag football, volleyball. Those are the 3.
The big
Yeah,
ones.
because I didn't really play soccer. Soccer was my thing.
No.
But anyway, a moment that I remember between us is flag football, and we beat the ref team.
There's
And
like a rival team.
they were
Yeah.
good. They were
Yeah.
good. They were the ones that would be the ref for the other intramural sports and stuff,
Okay.
and they had
Oh,
a team,
okay.
so they were into it obviously, and they had some good athletes. But we beat them. But there was a play where she had like this tip interception. She was playing middle linebacker, like a linebacker role,
Yeah.
and she read the offense, and she anticipated a throw, made a dart run towards it, bounced off, and then she like had an interception in the key moment, and we hugged each other. Yeah, it was fun.
That's awesome.
And he
You're
was like,
like-
oh, hug, finally.
Hug.
Yeah.
We earned it. We've crossed the line.
Were you dating at that point in time?
No,
Okay.
Oh, so it was a
okay.
friendly hug.
That was a friendly hug.
yeah, that was spring semester of that first year,
Yeah.
because we didn't start dating until the first semester of second year,
Of second
Yeah.
year.
which would have
Okay.
been like the summer of 2020, 2013.
And why were you dragging your feet again?
We were dating other people.
That's it.
Mhm.
She says that to me all the time. That's why I had to ask.
Yeah.
It's like 3 years, 4 months, and 7 days. No, I'm kidding.
Do you
No.
remember our first time it was like, this is like a date?
No,
I think it was a movie. If I have to,
probably.
yeah,
probably.
because I know we went out like with a group of people, and that's when Feeney was like, "Hey, what a goal single. Do you like want me to help?" I'm like, "Please don't. Like, I got this. Like,
Please don't help me.
like, just relax. Like, we'll figure it out. Make it organic." But that was that group. We went to Sandbar.
Mm,
We line danced a little bit.
Oh.
Nice.
You saw his moves? Was that it?
for sure. He's got the moves. That's what
I'm
sold
hearing
me.
a dance off between Matt and Kyle.
I don't think anyone
know.
wants to see that.
That's what I'm hearing. A line dancing.
Outside of the two of you in this room, I don't think anyone would want that.
That's yeah. Although we'll pass.
Oh, circle back on that.
We'll circle back. We'll put that in our back pocket.
Yeah, we'll put a
circle
pin in
back.
that one.
But and yeah, one last point that before we land the plane, anything else you wanted to, like a funny story or something?
I have one more question for you guys.
Sure.
So you guys worked together too, like relatively out of school, right? I was
We
gonna
did.
say, yeah. How was that?
It was
Like,
fun.
well, yeah, I was gonna say, what was that like?
It was
Yeah,
good.
It was cool.
lunches
Like,
together, commuting, all that stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're just getting that now for the first
Mhm.
time, and it's I'm enjoying it very much so far. Yeah.
I feel like ours was a little different. Like we didn't have. It was so go with the flow, and like we didn't have the same schedule, so we didn't even have lunch at the same time, or we were just like, hey, during the day,
Yeah.
like you and your
Yeah.
patient, me and my patient, like I
we-
see
like
you.
if somebody said something or did something, we could look across the room and like do an internal laugh.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Make eye contact.
Right,
And have
but that was
unspoken
that was
communication.
the extent of it, because we just didn't get to interact that much.
Yeah.
But it was nice to just like know he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It was
Safe.
that was fun. So that yeah, that dynamic was fun. Before that, when Houston, we worked like a mile apart from each other in different companies.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd go home. There was a stint where we had the same lunchtime, and we would go home and to our
Mhm.
apartment and have lunch together
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
every day, and that was fun.
And did you guys work together when you moved back to Florida from Houston for a little bit? Did
That's
you
what
work
you're talking
together?
about.
Yeah.
That was the
Oh,
time we
that
were
was then.
together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And that was only like 6 months, maybe 8 months. I think it was 8 months. It was October to May when I quit. Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that go for you? Who quit first?
It was 2 weeks
Oh,
apart
2 week
from each
apart.
other, coincidentally, not planned, totally
Oh.
not planned. He had decided he was going all in on the business.
Yep.
I had interviewed for a teaching position, and like months prior, they were like, yes, you got it. And it took months for them to actually be able to get the contract rolling. And so I had just heard back from them, like, yes, you're in. And so when we both put in our 2 weeks, it looked terrible.
I was gonna say because
Looked
when
terrible.
I
And-
did it, it was a few months ahead of her,
Yeah.
and when I did it, they were not happy.
Yeah.
But when she did it, it was like kind of like, all right, we saw this one coming. Now.
Yeah.
He
it's,
definitely took like the brunt of everything. And then I was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna also slide out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he went first too.
And they were like, yep, sounds good.
Yep.
And then they were pissed with her.
Oh, so it was
guys,
opposite, so
vice
you-
versa.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you should
Yeah.
get more time. Like, it's not
Yeah.
professional.
But again, it was like we did not mean it to be that way in
No.
any means.
Yeah, of course.
so.
Like, we wanted to be professional. And like, this is just the best thing for us right now to make moves, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then try to keep everything super professional and,
Mhm.
you know, and nice, civil, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
But, and,
Sometimes things happen.
and then what is it? That was 2019. So 6.5 years later, now here we are with 3 kids.
Yeah.
You blinked, right?
It's
Totally.
crazy, man. It's crazy. Awesome. Well, we'll have to get you guys on again, and like share more stories and stuff,
Sure.
and share some insights on
Yes.
PT stuff and your guys' rationales and
Mhm.
just how to treat, you know,
For
your
sure.
specific people. And
And Nicole too, got her.
I know,
Our
cool
insight on
celebrity
it.
guest.
Celebs.
And but anyway, if you have any questions, listeners out there, any comments, questions, concerns, conflicting opinions, don't hesitate to reach out. We're always open to different opinions and thoughts and suggestions for podcast topics. And if you already have any pain or anything that you want to reach out, the best way to reach us is probably our phone number at 561-899-8725. And we'll catch y'all next time.